Alright, today I really want to answer the question why I personally think that everyone should own a sling bag, and not only own it but actually actively use it. Last week I've been speaking in front of a crowd of 800 people, and I can tell you I was really nervous during that day. And that day specifically basically kinda emphasizes, or maybe is an extreme case of what I want to talk about and why I think a sling bag is really important. So during that day, my head was completely cluttered. I was so nervous and I was really all over the place with my brain because I was thinking about the speech and stuff like that. So it was really very likely that I would forget something, that I would be in a rush, that I would forget something in my room, or I needed something before going on stage and I wouldn't have it with me. And that is basically the extreme case or the extreme example why I think everyone should own or utilize a sling bag. This, for example, is one from Harber London, and this is the one that I utilized for that day where I was speaking in front of that huge crowd. And again, it comes all down to your mind being cluttered or you being in a rush and having everything in one place and very easily accessible quickly and without too much thought. And that is basically the quick answer why I think everyone should own a sling bag. And I will get to that more specifically in just a second after I kind of show you this sling bag. This is a small one. Usually I utilize a 2.5 liter sling bag like this one from Air. This will be one in my next everyday carry, so maybe consider subscribing so that you won't miss that video. As you can see here, this is much bigger than that one. So usually I utilize 2.5 liter sling bags, but in this case where I was speaking in front of the crowd and I wanted to be a little bit more, in air quotes, representable. As you can see in the footage, I was a little bit more urban, but I felt like it was a little bit more representable or cooler, and therefore I wanted to utilize a sling bag that fit that outfit. This sling bag in the footage that you've just seen where I was on stage, I kept it on the couch where everyone else that was basically an award show, and I presented an award for best editing. So we had a couch with all of the judges and I left this sling bag on that couch while I was on stage. But basically the whole day I was using this sling bag. And again, this is smaller than what I used to use, what I usually use, but I wanted a smaller one whilst still having all of the items that I needed in this bag. As you can see here, I overloaded it for that day a little bit. Usually I probably, to make it not look as kind of stuffed out, and this is obviously not as pretty now because it is overloaded, but I kind of wanted to show you what I really wanted to have with me during that day. I was on stage for 2 minutes, but we had to sit on that couch for 2 hours. So it was really important to me to have a couple of items with me whilst waiting for my turn. So let's start with the front compartment. Obviously, we were talking to people and stuff like that. Other people, the other judges, were sitting next by. Therefore, I had some fisherman's friends, so my breath would be in check. Then hand lotion because my skin is very dry. A battery bank. For those 2 hours, I did take some notes on my phone so that I can remember my speech a little bit. So it was really important to me to have a battery bank with me, and this is the Nitecore NBR 5000 mAh battery bank. As you can see here, it is very slim, so it's perfect for everyday carry and keeping in your sling bag. By the way, all of the items linked below, those are affiliate links. With those you won't pay more, but you will support this channel with a small kickback of that sale. And if you do so, thank you very much. So, little power bank, and obviously you also need a USB-C cable. This is also from Nitecore, very small, really good to keep in your pockets. Then chapstick, and really important, we have allergy season, and therefore I had some eye drops if my eyes get dry, antihistamine, and just in case an ibuprofen if I would have gotten headaches. So again, as you see here, these are very essential items that are good to have with you. So that's in that front pocket. Then we have another pocket here in the back. By the way, this bag not only looks great, the leather is great. The zippers are, I would say, fitting to the whole look of the bag, but are a little bit not as smooth as I would them like to be. Then we have my secret wallet. I always switch between the secret wallet and the extra wallet, but because the secret wallet is a little bit small in terms of height and the leather actually fits really well with this bag, I chose the secret wallet. That's basically everything that I had in this pocket. You can see here with this Harber London, I forgot the name of the sling bag. It has really good soft inner lining. So in theory, you could kind of, if you had a flat candy bar style phone, a smaller one, this would be a good area to put your phone in here because of the soft inner lining. But again, these zippers, they are a little bit not as smooth, but also somewhat abrasive. These are metal zippers and you kind of need to be careful if you want to store your phone in here that you don't scratch up your display. Then in the main compartment, which unfortunately is only one zipper. I really would have loved that this would be a dual zipper so I could kind of choose the orientation of the zipper pulls when they are closed. You have before I go in here, this zipper loop has this little kind of pull tab that you can open, like so, and then you can pull it through this little loop here to make it, it's not a lock, but it will kind of prevent pickpockets from kind of getting into your bag while you maybe are kind of distracted. So you kind of close it up and then you can fiddle it through this loop basically and then close it up back here. So that is a really cool design. I personally probably wouldn't use it that much, but I can totally see in situations like, for example, there was an after party. If I would have worn that sling bag on the after show party, I maybe would have put the sling bag on my back and, for example, when on the dance floor. And this would kind of give me a little bit more ease of mind that no one would kind of open up my sling bag. Then in the main compartment, which also has a soft inner lining, which is good to protect my phone. This is the Samsung Fold 5. This is a very chunky phone. This is also one of the reasons why this bag didn't look that great, because I kind of stuffed it out with so many items. But as you can see, you can fit all of those items inside. It will not look that great when it's kind of overloaded like that. Then I have my keys. Obviously, I needed them with me. This is the Orbitkey key organizer with the carabiner. I didn't want to put it on my belt loop, so I stuffed it in my sling bag. And then a notebook with a pen. This is the Big Idea Design Titanium. I kind of currently try to but carry a notebook with me more, so I can kind of redirect my mental energy away from my phone more towards this notebook, or specifically dedicated devices. This is great to kind of jot down my note. Maybe check out my second channel at -2TWO, where I kind of talk about how I utilize dedicated devices, dedicated items to kind of get myself away from my phone, which I love, but I kind of need to get away from my phone. Maybe check it out in that channel. So yeah, that is my notebook. This is the Orbitkey, and as I just said, the big idea, titanium, bolt action pen, really cool. So before going into answering the question about why you should wear a sling bag, let's talk a little bit about this Harber London Sling Bag. This sling bag looks amazing. It not only looks amazing, but the build quality is great. The leather feels and smells great. The shoulder strap is really soft and comfortable to carry. The Cobra buckle is, I love this Cobra buckle. The Cobra buckle is great because not only is it really secure, but more importantly, it looks good. It is high quality. Yes, it doesn't have a magnet like fitlocks, but I prefer Cobra buckles, to be honest, because they are much more secure. Or not, let me rephrase that. I prefer it over regular fitlocks, but V-buckle fitlocks and Cobra buckles are basically my favorite style of closings for shoulder straps. The only thing that I don't like on this are the zippers. I feel like they are a little bit too abrasive and rough and not as smooth to operate. And I also wish there would be a dual zipper on this top one. Because yeah, if you fully pack it out, again, you can fit so many items in here, but the bag won't look that great if it's too full. But if you pack it fully loaded and you kind of want to squeeze your phone into one of these pockets, there is the risk of you scratching up your display if you kind of want to pass that device past these zippers. But other than that, I feel like this sling bag is amazing. On the smaller side, only for your essentials like phone, wallet, keys. Nevertheless, really good sling bags. Again, I prefer the bigger ones, but this was great if you want to kind of have this fit your attire, or you don't need that much, and again, if it's only for your essentials. And that is actually a good segue to why I think everyone should own a sling bag. These times, we all are hectic. The life is hectic. We have work, maybe you have children, days become fast-paced, and let's imagine in the morning you gotta go bring your kids to school, and then you grab your phone and maybe your keys from the wall because your phone is in your pockets and the keys hang besides your door. You run out, you bring your kids to the school, and then you think yourself, okay, let's do an errand, go to a grocery shop, and then you want to pay, and then you suddenly realize, I forgot my wallet. Or other example, you are running, you grab everything that you need and you go to work, you go to the subway, and you sit down, you want to enjoy maybe a little bit of Netflix or an audiobook on Audible, for example, the Harry Potter Fullcast Audio Edition that I just reviewed on my second channel as well. Maybe subscribe to that channel as well. And then you realize, oh no, this crappy USB-C cable. I did plug it in, but I didn't plug it in fully. So now my phone is depleted and I cannot listen to an audiobook. I wish I had a power bank with me. And those are the things where you kind of have, okay, I need the phone, I need the wallet, I need keys, maybe a power bank. Oh, okay, there's allergy season, maybe some antihistamines, a little bit of a cable. And yes, you could kind of have these lying around and always grab them and just hope that you don't forget one of these items. But this is where a sling bag comes into place. A sling bag basically is your one and only go bag kind of item. You can basically keep everything that you just know you will need during the day in here. So your wallet, always keep it in there. Power bank, cable, as I just said, antihistamine, chapstick, and this. Maybe keep that always in your sling bag. Okay, maybe phone and wallet. Keep it on your pockets, and keys, phone and wallet, phone and keys. And the keys are next to your door. So you always remember to grab them when you go out. Nevertheless, it's less items. So it's, let's say, 3 items, phone, keys, sling bag. So you only need to So you reduce the amount of things that you need to think about whenever you need to leave your home. And basically knowing, or even go even further, keep your keys in there as well and keep the whole sling bag next to your door. So whenever you leave your home, because everything is in that sling bag already ready to go, preferably also your charger, your power bank is also charged. Everything is in that sling bag. This lives next to my coat rack, next to my door. And I just know wherever I need to go, no matter if it's just walking my dog, no matter if I'm going to leave a whole day for work, I will always, no matter if I have a backpack, I will always grab my sling bag, either this one, maybe this one that will be in my next everyday carry video. I just know if I grab my sling bag, I will have the most essential items with me and will be, in air quotes, prepared for whatever I need during the day. Again, especially, or even if I have a backpack, you could argue, yes, yeah, but you could just keep that in your backpack. But you won't always bring your backpack, right? If you just pick up your kids from daycare, will you take your work backpack? Probably not. Or if you're doing like a short little errand to the supermarket, then you maybe you keep everything in your work backpack or your daily backpack. Maybe you just don't want to kind of go through your backpack and then get your wallet. Maybe you even forget that. This is about ease of mind and simplicity, being everything in one place. You will know every time I grab this sling bag, you will have everything that you need no matter where you go. And of course, maybe you argue, oh yeah, but if I have a backpack for work, for my commute, I don't want to carry that. That doesn't matter at all anyways, because even if you don't want to carry the sling bag on you in combination with your backpack, you could still grab it and utilize it kind of as a pouch and drop it in your work bag. So my argument is keep everything that you will need on in a moment's notice, and you will kind of benefit from having it with you every single day. Again, antihistamines, you probably don't need it, but sometimes maybe you forgot to take it in the morning and then you are like, shortly before lunch, you notice, oh, okay, my antihistamine is kind of depleting and I start sneezing. Having the one emergency one in your sling bag that you grabbed and you didn't need to think about it is a game changer for me. So again, for me, having a sling bag in which everything is inside that I need whenever I leave my home, having it in one place makes it so much simpler not to forget something, and makes it so much easier to just grab and go in a hurry. And let's be real, we always are somewhat in a hurry at some point. And being able not to kind of think about, okay, where are my keys? Where's my wallet? Where's my phone? Where's this? Where's that? And kind of having to run around your home, grabbing everything with the danger to forget something, but instead just grabbing a sling bag is, again, for me, a game changer. And the reason why I think everyone should own a sling bag. And I repeat myself, if you don't want to carry that sling bag in addition to your backpack, treat it as a pouch. The same way, if you think, okay, I have a backpack, I don't need a sling bag in combination with my backpack. Doesn't matter. Just grab the sling bag, drop it into your backpack, just as it would be a pouch, and just know that you don't need to worry about that. And more importantly, let's say you are at work and then you go to lunch. Do you really want to take your backpack with to lunch? Yes, of course, you could just grab your wallet, but sometimes you need a little bit more pockets. Maybe you have a business suit, or not a business suit, maybe that's the wrong example, but something a little bit nicer. Then you don't want to stuff your pockets full with your phone, wallet, keys, and then go to lunch. Then it's just easier. The ease of use and the argument of not having to worry that you forget something is my answer to why you should own a sling bag. That is, my train of thought, my 2 cents. Let me know, what are your thoughts about sling bags? And more importantly, check out my channel. I have basically every single month, I check out a different sling bag. I am pretty sure there is at least one sling bag that you will enjoy if you don't really enjoy this kind of style. Maybe you want one from Air, then subscribe to my channel because this will be in my next month everyday carry. Last month it was the Alpaca Flight Sling Pro, which had a bottle compartment underneath. So check it out on my channel. There's so many cool sling bags. Let me know what are your thoughts about sling bags. Maybe you are of the opinion, oh, that's too much of a man purse. Yeah, that might be true, but I feel like now in 2026, everyone wears the sling bags. It's so common and it's not out of place. And there are so many more benefits than having to worry about that it looks like a man purse. I feel like that is a so outdated argument that I already anticipate someone will say in the comment section below. But I would argue if you don't want to carry a man bag but have like bulky pants pockets, then all the power to you. That's fine by me. Do what you like. But maybe also let me know in the comment section below what you think about sling bags and what you think about this one from Harber London. Comment below. Again, don't forget to subscribe because I know many of you aren't subscribed to this. Check out the links below. Those are affiliate links. If you want to get any of these items, then you will support this channel. And speaking of supporting this channel, comment below a cow emoji because of the leather if you watched to the end. And if you want to check out that EDC video from last month with the Alpaca Flight Sling Pro, check it up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here, and that way we see each other in the next video. Thank you very much.